Now, journalist and author from the UK, Alan Hart, joins us over the phone. Alan, thank you very much for joining the Bulletin. Now, these negotiations have been going on for months, and despite the strained ties between the West and Turkey, what does this say about the foreign strategies against the Syrian government?
Ali, can I begin with a general observation?
Sure.
First of all, I think it's disgusting beyond belief that the governments of the major powers have allowed this conflict, this slaughter and this destruction to go on and on and on. And the second general point I want to make, which is, I think, relevant to your question, is that I don't think that containing and defeating ISIS and, frankly, perverted violent Islamic fundamentalism in all of its manifestations can be achieved with bullets and bombs. What's got to be addressed, if it's to be defeated, are the reasons for the emergence and growth of this monster, and our leaders are just not interested in doing that.
Right. I mean, with the extremist militant crisis, Alan, it's escalating in Syria and in Iraq. What implications will this have on the war on terrorism?
Well, I mean, the war on terrorism, how are you defining terrorism? But the war on violent extremism in all kinds can't be won, Ali, with bombs and bullets. Look, I started my reporting career as a young journalist in Vietnam, watching America spending $6 million a minute on bombing in two countries. You can't defeat ideas, however bizarre, however mad, however perverted they are, with bombs and bullets. You have to address fundamental causes, and our leaders just aren't doing that.
Okay, so just moving on slightly, the agreement is for 3 years, as you know, but the West, the agreement is for 3 years, but does this mean the West are expecting the war on Syria to take longer? I mean, this is surely a catastrophic for the humanitarian situation in the whole region.
I don't think the West has any understanding of how to end this conflict. I don't think it, frankly, gives a damn about how long it drags on. Ali, you've got to understand, the big powers only become engaged if their own direct interests are threatened in some way. And Syria doesn't actually threaten, Syria doesn't have vast amounts of oil or other things that the West needs. So to hell with it, the fighting can go on and on and on. And frankly, arms manufacturers do very well out of it.
Okay. So, Alan, of course, what does this mean for the peace negotiations between internal opposition and Syrian government then? I mean, they've been discussing for quite a while. I mean, surely this is going to put a spanner in the works.
Yeah, I just don't see that negotiations between the parties are going to go anywhere. There is too much animosity, too much rivalry. To me, what is tragic, and maybe I've said this to you long ago, what is tragic is this conflict could have been stopped soon after it started if Obama had had a quiet conversation with Putin and said to him, what's your price for requiring Assad to stand down and for there to be elections? They could have come to some arrangement. It didn't have to happen.
Right. Well, you're going to have to leave it there. Alan Hart, journalist and author from the UK, thank you very much for your time.